Hello and welcome. My name is Philippa and I am the understudy. Today we are doing some practice exercises or a little quiz for Harmonic Progression Part 1 from Barron's AP Music Theory 3rd edition. I will ask you a question, you'll be given 5 seconds to think, and then the answer will be revealed with an explanation. So grab something to write down your answers with and any notes that you want to take or make throughout. And you might most likely need more time to think about the answers than 5 seconds, so you can always pause, and if you want to listen to the questions again, you can do that. I think that should be it. Leave any questions in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. Let's jump into the first question. Question 1. The cadence is A. Imperfect authentic, B. Perfect authentic, C. Half, or D. Deceptive. Pause for more time. The correct answer is B. The last two chords are dominant to tonic. The root of the tonic chord is also in the soprano, creating a perfect authentic cadence. Question 2. The correct chord progression for this example is, you can see them here listed. Is it A, B, C, or D? The correct answer is A. The correct Roman numeral chord progression is tonic to subdominant to dominant to minor submediant to supertonic first inversion to dominant to tonic. In some cases, the only difference between the answers is an inversion or an added seventh or not, so be careful. Question 3. The part writing error in measure 2 is A. Spacing, B. Incorrect chord member, C. Parallel octaves, or D. Parallel fifths. Correct answer is C. The part writing error in measure 2 is parallel octaves between the alto and bass voices. Question 4. This error is in voice leading, referred to question 3 before, is a result of A. Parallel motion in two voices, B. Spacing too wide between bass and tenor, C. Oblique motion, or D. Contrary motion. Correct answer is A. The error is a result of parallel motion in between the bass and alto. Only the tenor stayed on the same pitch while the soprano, alto, and bass all moved up by ascending by step. Let's move on to question 5. Chords 2 and 3 contain two voice leading errors. They are A. A spacing error and parallel fifths, B. Unequal fifths and an improperly resolved chordal seventh, C. Overlapping voices and an improperly doubled chord, or D. A direct octave and crossed voices. Correct answer is B. Chords 2 and 3 both contain unequal fifths between the bass and tenor, and an unresolved seventh. The first inversion seventh dominant chord is B flat, D, F, A flat. The seventh of the chord, A flat, is in the tenor and should resolve downward by step to the G. Chord number 3 is an incomplete chord because G has been left out. Let's move on to question 6. There is a voice leading error between chords 4 and 5. It is A. Parallel fifths, B. Parallel octaves, C. Direct fifth, or D. Overlapping voices. The correct answer is A. Chords 4 and 5 contain parallel fifths between the tenor and the alto. In this case, the Roman numeral reflects what we call a secondary dominant, a concept we discuss in later chapters. Do not let this deter you from answering the question. If there is something about the example or excerpt that you don't know or are unsure of, try to answer it anyway. In many cases, an example may contain a complex notation or analysis, but the question asked does not even pertain to that. Read the questions carefully. Question 7. There are two errors between chords 5 and 6. They are A. Crossed voices and an unresolved chordal seventh. B. Overlapping voices and parallel fifths. C. An incorrect chord member and an unresolved chordal seventh. Or D. A spacing error and parallel fifths. Correct answer is D. The two errors in chords 5 and 6 are that the spacing between the soprano and alto is too large, and there is once again parallel fifths between the tenor and the alto. Question 8. In chords 1, 2, and 3, or chords 1, 2, and 3 represent what type of motion between the bass and the soprano? Is it A. Contrary, B. Oblique, C. Similar, or D. Parallel? Correct answer is B. The opening three chords are an example of oblique motion between the soprano and the bass. In oblique motion, one voice must stay on the same pitch. Here we have example below that is based for this next last questions. Question 9. What type of second inversion chord is used in measure 3? Correct answer is the third measure contains a cadential second inversion chord, the tonic second inversion. Because the tonic second inversion chord has so in the bass, it is used at the cadence as dominant function. Question 10. What are the Roman numeral chord symbols for the two chords within box A? Box A has two chords, a third inversion, dominant seventh, to a tonic first inversion. The dominant seventh chord in the third inversion should always resolve to the tonic in first inversion, either major or minor, so that the seventh of the chord, which is the bass, can resolve correctly. Question 11. Spell the chord in box B. The chord in box B is spelled G, B flat, D flat, F. Since there are no alterations noted in the figured bass, it is spelled diatonically. Question 12. The chord in box B is A. Half diminished seventh chord, B. Fully diminished seventh chord, C. Dominant seventh chord, or D. A major minor seventh chord. Correct answer is A. The chord is a diminished triad, G, B flat, D flat, with a minor seventh, G to F, and a half diminished seventh chord. In F minor, that chord is the supertonic. Question 13. In what other key and scale degree could this box B chord also function? A half diminished seventh chord could also occur diatonically as the leading tone seventh chord in a major key. If G is the leading tone, then the tonic is A flat. Question 14. The correct Roman numeral analysis for this example is, I'm not going to read this out loud, but you can see them written here. Is it A, B, C, or D? The correct answer is B. This is the Roman numeral chord analysis for this example. Question 15. The cadence is A, authentic, B, plagal, C, Phrygian half, or D, deceptive. Correct answer is D. The cadence is deceptive. The final two chords are a dominant to a submediant. And the very last question. All of the following could be used as the melody for the last three chords, except is it Do Ti Do 171, Re Ti Do scale degrees 271, Me Re Do 321, or So Fa Me 543. The correct answer is B. We already know that the chord analysis is a second inversion tonic to a dominant seventh to a submediant. The first chord, the tonic and second inversion, does not contain the second scale degree, right? So therefore this cannot be the correct answer. Great work! So tell me how you did in the comment section if you have questions, because this is a lot of stuff. If you've never worked music before, this is a lot of stuff and it's great work. So post your questions down below and I will make sure to answer them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.